Gail and welcome to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make a low-carb hamburger casserole. I actually found the recipe on Diana Coulian's on email that she sent me, and I'm going to change it up a little bit. She uses sweet potatoes and it's very, very good, but I'm going to use cauliflower just so we can keep the carb count a little bit less compared to what hers is. It's a good recipe, it's quick and easy, and let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. Now I just wanted to kind of show you the size of this cauliflower. I'm going to say it's a medium size. That's what I'm going to be using today, and we're going to shred it up. I took the leaves off already, and I am just basically going to cut all the florets off, and then I'm going to cut them smaller to make sure that they fit into my food processor, and I'm going to shred them. So I've got all my cauliflower cut into pieces so that I can put it in the food processor, and I'm using a Hamilton Beach food processor. And we're going to shred, so if you will see it says shred on one side, it says slice on the other. So we'll make sure we put the shred up, and we're ready to go here. So I'm just going to put a few in here, and we will get them shredded. You can pulse it. We're going to make a little spice mixture that Diana put together, and she says it's basically the same flavor that you get in the Hamburger Helper boxes that you buy in the store. That's all put together. So we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of parsley. Now if you have fresh parsley, put in 2 tablespoons. And we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika and 1 teaspoon of coconut sugar. Now I don't want people frowning on the coconut sugar. You can use a teaspoon of erythritol, xylitol, stevia, your own sweeteners, but I'm going to put in the coconut sugar. It's really healthy for you. The carb count is higher than the other, but I still like to have, you know, it's healthy, and it's way better than white sugar. So I am putting 1 teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon isn't that much. A half a teaspoon of garlic powder and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm just going to mix this around, and I see I got a couple of clumps in there. So we'll just give it a little quick stir because I want it all mixed. And this little gadget, I'll tell you, thrift shops, Salvation Army, I just love those stores. I just find so many amazing things when I go in there. And this cost me 50 cents, and it's a little shaker, and then at the bottom it's got a finer shaker. So I'm quite pleased with it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add it into our cauliflower. So we're just going to mix this up, and when it's shook in like that, it's even, and that's what we're looking for. So we'll just keep adding some more. It's great, just fantastic. So if you get that opportunity to go into a Goodwill of some sort or the Salvation Army, do go, because it's amazing the things that you find. I get great bargains, and being retired, you know, you just don't have the money you had when you were working. And me putting these videos together is all enjoyment for me, and I'm hoping that I'm helping other people out there. And I really hope, and I've seen by a lot of my subscribers, that you do enjoy my channel, and I thank you so much. And I do have little cookbooks on the side of my site, my blog. It's lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. if you want to take a look at it. And Diana Coulian, I've got one of her cookbooks on there too, and she has very healthy recipes. So I'm going to set this aside. Now our meat mixture. I have a pound of lean ground beef, and I'm going to put in a half a cup of chopped yellow onion, and that's a very small onion. If you kind of have an idea, just grab a small one, because then you'll get about a half a cup. Then we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now she recommends sea salt, and I'm putting Himalayan salt in this time, but sea salt is wonderful also. I like them both. And then we're going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and I think I did say a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Hopefully I did. Now we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of ketchup. Now I am using a Heinz reduced sugar tomato ketchup, and I find that hard to find in Canada, but I always seem to take a trip over to Port Huron and pick myself up a bunch of it to make sure I've got it in the house. Now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of yellow mustard. You can use French's, it's up to you what you want to use. There's no carb count in it, which is really awesome. Okay, now we're going to mix this up. I'm wearing a glove because it can be pretty sloppy, and I just find it hard to get the grease off my fingers after, so I like to mix it with a glove on. There, I've got it mixed well. Now I'm going to bring over my dish that will work in the oven, and we are just going to sort of just throw it in here. We're not going to press it down or anything. You can use a bit of a bigger dish if you would like. This is the size that I happen to have, but you could spread it out a little more and make it a little bit of a thinner layer on the bottom. It's a very, very simple recipe. With that ketchup and mustard in there, it smells like I've got a hamburger. It smells so good. I like that combo. And I'm sure you do too, because I don't know too many people that don't like actual hamburgers. Okay, now what we're going to do is take our mixture of cauliflower, and we're going to lay this on top. And then we're going to cover it. Now remember, you could use sweet potatoes also. They are way higher in carbs. But I'm trying to lower the carbs with the cauliflower, and yes, it has a different flavor, but it's still really, really good. So you have the option of doing both, or even any other kind of squash you could use. I'm sure it would be delicious. Okay, so now we're going to cover this with foil. So let's cover it with foil. We're going to preheat the oven at 450, and we're going to put it in the oven for approximately 25 minutes. My casserole's been in for 25 minutes, 25-30 minutes. Now I've taken the foil off, and I'm just going to put it on broil just to brown the top a little bit, and then we're going to be ready to go. So the last thing we need to do to prepare for serving this casserole is we're going to add chopped sweet pickles on the top. And it sounds like an odd combination, but it's quite tasty. And a 1/4 cup of diced tomatoes. So a 1/4 cup of sweet pickles and a 1/4 cup of diced tomatoes. So here is my low carb hamburger casserole. Now I found this recipe on Diane Coulian's site. I do have one of her cookbooks or recipe books on my site, lowcarbrecipeIdeas.com. You could try it. This one's very good. Now I substituted, I put in cauliflower instead of the sweet potato. And I think you could use spaghetti squash. You could use any other kind of squashes also. But this is quite delicious. With a little bit of sweet pickle and the fresh tomatoes, it's quite delicious. I really, really am enjoying it. So if you like to go to lowcarbrecipeIdeas.com, you could try this recipe and try some of my other ones. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.